I got several things from War News. Okay, something just came from Hal Turner too, and it's actually the same thing. It goes over into what War News was saying. So, the U.S. Let me start this. Let me start it like this because literally this came off of War News earlier, about 2 hours ago. There's fear in the White House right now that about China and what's going on over there. So the fear in the White House about Ukraine, temper loss, barrage of threats against China, and serious diplomatic episodes in the White House. So they are having a hard time.
I found this on the web for his diplomatic episodes.
This thing has it's went beyond escalation. Okay. I personally cannot see this thing lasting another 4 months, maybe, if that. So the U.S. is now flirting with a serious diplomatic incident that shows that it has lost its temper with China. Since the 24th of this month, National Security Advisor to the White House, Jake Sullivan, publicly warned China not to send any military aid to Russia, or there will be serious consequences if they do. Public warnings have escalated over the past 24 hours now. 24 hours. With Sullivan giving interviews to several U.S. media outlets. The addition. Now, let me say something before I go on to this. We're just a speck in the eye of Russia. You can fit 3 or 4 United States in Russia. Russia is huge. So, this goes on to say, there's no way the U.S. can beat Russia. I'm sorry, but it's true. To Sullivan, CIA Director William Burns also publicly warned Beijing. Now, keep in mind, this just happened a few hours ago, 24 hours ago. All this is going down now. I can see this week is going to be a doozy. Washington is now issuing direct threats against China, which creates all the conditions for a serious escalation. After all, if China starts helping Russia militarily, then Ukraine will be completely occupied by Russian troops.
The next thing the Lord said is that America will have a war, a huge, massive war with Russia and China. The Lord called it a war for the ages, a clash of kingdoms. The feeling that was coming on my heart was that it will be like massive hippos fighting in a lake, causing carnage and damage. But when the water clears, he said, the smallest hippo will be defeated. And then I had a vision and I saw a vicious law of the jungle fight. So I saw a lake bed and the fight had already started. So it's not like I saw one hippo and then the other hippo came. No, the fight was already on. There were 3 massive bull hippos in the lake and they were fighting that law of the jungle fight. Law of the jungle fight doesn't mean we fight and we rest. We fight and we rest. The law of the jungle states that you will fight until the death. And may the best lion, may the best hippo, may the best wildebeest, may the best black mamba win. There were 3 of them in the lake and 2 of them ganged up on one hippo, and that fight was vicious. They were rising up and smashing each other, goring with those huge heads. And I saw that one hippo, the smallest hippo, had his inner teeth broken during that altercation. They were flinging the water everywhere, and they trampled the bed, the lake bed, so much that that clear water turned to mud. So instead of water being flung everywhere, after a while it was muddy water, and they kept churning until it was mud flying everywhere. But eventually the smallest hippo was beaten and he sank into the muddy lake. But that was not enough. The other two kept stomping him even when he went down. They kept rising and thrashing him. And I saw that his teeth had been broken and he was trampled and he drowned under the lake. All I will say here is this: there are over 23 prophecies written, each one with a date, on the Master's voice concerning the fact that the Lord said that Russia and China will completely own and control this country. In one prophecy, the Lord said that America is basically going to be like a colony of Russia.
I'd like to share, I was in prayer and I asked the Lord, I do this every night. I always ask if there's something He wants me to do, if there's something He wants me to share. Well, this night in prayer, I asked the Lord if there's anything He wants me to do. I don't want to leave anything left undone. And that night, He gave me a message that He wanted me to write my Left Behind letter. And I have never felt led or urged to do that before. So when he told me that, I was kind of shocked and surprised. I also believe that is letting us know that the time is very near. And so I wanted to share that with you. I did get that letter written, and I believe that's what we all should be doing at this time, because we do not know when exactly we're going to be raptured. Thing I shared in my community post was a week or so ago. I can't remember right now the exact date, but I asked the Lord if there's something that He wanted me to share, if there's any warning or any message. That night I was given a dream that I was speaking to my wife, and I told her that the U.S. was going to strike Russia and what would in a false flag event. And I've heard the word false flag mentioned a few times over the years, but I never knew what it meant, and I never looked it up. And so I had to look that up, and that's basically where something takes place, and it's blamed on someone else or something like that. But the dream I was given was very short, and I was just telling my wife that Russia was going to be U.S. was going to strike Russia in a false flag event.
So I know you guys have been watching those clips or are going to finish watching them. I am led to do a tiny little video. I do not want to do a Bible study. I've not been led Bible studies because everything that needs to be spoken has already been spoken. All these chemical spills and everything that's been happening specifically is designed to cause famine. We have the war that's getting ready to break out, Russia and China. And you guys know that my most recent dream that I've posted was Russia, NATO, and China teamed up with the United States against us. And we know that America is going to be defeated. We are Babylon that will fall. And I have been sick. My whole family has been sick nonstop. And the smell that's in the air is chemical based. And you are seeing in Tennessee, 2 in Ohio. There's one in Virginia. You had another one in Oklahoma that just happened. All these oil spills and derailments. White noise, it's been predicted. And guys, this stuff is real. This is the dark winter that's coming. You've got California, that is all the West Coast getting hit with snow. My friends live in Nevada and they have snow. They don't ever get snow. California, I got friends over in Modesto. I got friends over in Pahrump, Nevada, all of them, they're getting snow. They're getting cold, cold, bitter weather that they've never had like this. And not only is it from the pole shift, but the vortex completely split in half. The ones that work together when they spin, causing our seasons, now is cut. They completely split apart. You've got the good, or you've got the red, and you've got the blue that used to intertwine on the system. Now they're completely broken half. So they are doing their own separate things, which is also which led me to hold back the four winds of the angels until the time. That's what I've been led. And we have also the 40 degrees that has turned, which has caused this with the war, with the famine and everything, and the birds and the animals that have been dying. I have noticed that over here in Indiana as well. They have caused contaminations of the waters and things, and my dogs have been throwing up like crazy, like every day. And I mean, projectile vomiting, and it's from the poisons, the chemicals, the toxins. And what they're trying to do is cut our supply off completely. They're trying to take our medications away. They're trying to cut everybody off. So when this war takes place, there's going to be nothing left. Famine. This is their perfect way. This is their dark winter. And this is the warmest winter that we've had. I mean, it's been almost 60 degrees today. I mean, I went on a 4-mile walk. I mean, it was just beautiful out. And they also have been talking about impeaching Biden and reinstating Trump. Now, I don't want any arguments about this. I don't even really want to talk about this because it's so controversial with people, and all it does is cause fights. I was led a big Bible study about it, but now I am led not. Just know that from this stemming with the Abraham Accords, with the New World Order coming into play, and with the Biden administration and all that that's been happening with the funding and things over there, all of this is prophecy in the making. All of this is going to annihilate us. There's nothing good that's going to come from this. Australia also, in the outback, because you know how hot and dry the outback is. Well, they have had nothing but rain, buckets and buckets of rain. They've had rain so bad that they have had live perch, like tornado vortex perch from the sky raining down, fresh fish. Okay, so if this is not a sign, I don't know what is. I don't know what's going to wake people up. Get your left behind letters ready. Get stocked up on food and water before all the water gets contaminated. Luckily, we have a private well. We own our own well that doesn't go to any of the creeks that could get contaminated or anything. We've been stocking a little more, trying to get things, taken care of. And we just got chickens, ducks, and turkeys. And I just cleaned out my garden bed. I know we may not be here to do all that, but I know that all of this is a start for somebody who gets left behind. And when this war and stuff takes place, they're going to entrap people within a 15-mile radius. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. There's going to be FEMA camps, and you're going to be begging for food. So all I got to say is we are in crucial times, and we are getting ready to go home. So I'm going to keep adding information as I get it. So just keep listening and keep watching and keep waiting, because our Savior's getting ready to come get us. And I've not been led videos or anything. I did have a peculiar dream this morning, which was actually really weird. Like, this is the second time in 1 month that I've dreamt of this, and I've never in my 36 years have dreamt of anything like this. I dreamt that I was on a lily pad. like a floaty, like a lily pad or a floaty, I was watching myself, okay, from up high, and I was on it, and there was alligators underneath me, and I was trying to feed the alligators like seeds or feed them something. I think it was seeds. Actually, as I recall, they were yellow, and it reminds me of mustard seeds. And they were trying to get me, and I had to get out. But for some reason, I had to feed these alligators. And when I did, I ran into my dad, and I didn't want nothing to do with my dad. So he tried talking to me, and I said, I'm busy. I gotta go. It's important. I'm on bar. Like, I gotta go. I'm in a hurry. I don't have time to sit and talk. And so I ended up running away as fast as I could from these alligators and from my dad. And then I woke up, and I know that that represents a spiritual attack, but for me, it's the mustard seed to let that grow. And it's getting harder and harder and harder out there to plant these seeds. That's why I'm telling you, just these little increments, just these little videos, just these little things that you can do is doing wonders. You're making a tiny video, you're telling somebody stock up on food. You have no idea how much that tiny stock up, just that little sentence, has made an impact on somebody's life. They will remember those words. They will take them to heart. And even if it doesn't happen while we are here, it will happen. They will remember everything that we have warned them and talked to them about. So stay vigilant, stay watching, stay waiting. And with all, March coming up and just all these events and movies and the meetings and the openings of these ceremonies of these Abrahamic offices and things like that, all of this is just more and more signs of our return. And the bombs are getting ready to come down, and we're getting ready to go up. We are literally on borrowed time, guys.